The dawn of defiance. The vastness of space stretched before the U.S. horizon like an endless ocean of darkness, punctuated by the distant glow of stars. The warship moved silently through the void, its advanced stealth system rendering it nearly invisible against the backdrop of space. Commander Alexandra Vega stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the main view screen as her ship patrolled the outer reaches of human territory. "Status report," she said, her voice carrying a calm authority that had earned her the respect of every crew member aboard. Lieutenant Kwan, her navigation officer, responded without looking up from his console. "All systems nominal, Commander. We're maintaining course along the border of the neutral zone. Sensors report no unusual activity." Vega nodded, brushing a strand of her short black hair away from her face. The Horizon was humanity's newest deep space vessel, equipped with experimental technology that made it the most advanced ship in Earth's fleet. Its mission was simple: patrol the borders, gather intelligence, and ensure that the two neighboring alien powers, the Voidborn Empire and the Solari Dominion, maintained the uneasy peace established by the Proxima Treaty 5 years earlier. "Commander," called Lieutenant Rivera from the sensor station, her voice suddenly tense. "I'm detecting unusual energy signatures in Sector 7, just beyond the neutral zone." Vega moved to Rivera's station. "Show me." The display lit up with pulsing patterns that made no sense at first glance. Vega had never seen anything like it in her 15 years of space service. "Are those Voidborn signatures?" she asked, recognizing the familiar radiation pattern of the crystalline-based technology used by the insectoid species. "Yes, but there's something else," Rivera replied, adjusting the scanners. "There are Solari energy signatures mixed in as well." There, together, a heavy silence fell over the bridge. The Voidborn and Solari had been bitter enemies for centuries, their different physiologies and philosophies making them natural adversaries. The insectoid Voidborn, with their hive mind and crystalline technology, stood in stark contrast to the energy-based Solari, who prized individuality and organic tech. "That can't be right," said Chief Engineer Dr. Elijah Okafor as he joined them at the console. The tall Nigerian man was the architect of many of the Horizon's advanced systems. The Voidborn and Solari working together would be like fire partnering with ice. "Magnify that sector," Vega ordered. The view screen shifted to show a distant area of space. As the image cleared and enhanced, the impossible became undeniable. Voidborn vessels with their distinctive crystalline structures floated alongside the smooth, glowing hulls of Solari ships. They weren't fighting. They were coordinating. They had formed an alliance, whispered Tactical Officer Major Chen Liu, his normally stoic expression betraying shock. Vega's mind raced with the implications. Why would ancient enemies suddenly decide to work together unless they had a common target? She turned to face her intelligence officer. "Lieutenant Reed, analysis." Reed's fingers flew across her station. "Based on the number and class of vessels, this is a combined fleet with enough firepower to overwhelm any single human colony world. They're positioning themselves at a strategic point that would give them access to 3 of our major settlement clusters. They're planning to attack Earth," Vega concluded grimly. "We need to alert Fleet Command immediately." "Commander," Rivera interrupted, her voice urgent. "More ships arriving in the sector. They're forming a blockade pattern that would cut off our direct route back to Earth space." Vega made a quick decision. "Initiate silent running. Let's move closer but stay beyond their sensor range. I want to gather as much intelligence as possible before we break for home." The Horizon slipped deeper into the darkness, its engines barely a whisper as it approached the gathered alien fleet. For 3 hours, they observed and recorded the unprecedented cooperation between their interstellar neighbors. "Commander, I've intercepted and decoded some of their communications," Reed reported. "They're discussing the final stages of what they're calling Operation Sundering. The attack on human space is scheduled to begin in 16 days. 16 days, Vega repeated, her mind calculating options. That's barely enough time to recall our scattered fleets and prepare our defenses. There's more, Reed continued, her expression grave. They've developed a weapon they're calling the Void Cascade. From what I can gather, it's designed to disrupt our quantum communication network, which would isolate our colonies from each other. Dr. Okafor shook his head. If they knock out KeyCnet, our response time would increase from seconds to days. We'd be fighting blind and divided. We need to get this information back to Earth immediately, Vega decided. Lieutenant Quan, plot a course that will take us around their blockade. Maximum speed once we're clear. Course plotted. Commander, ready on your mark. Execute. The Horizon turned and accelerated away from the alien armada, its stealth systems still active. For 20 minutes, it seemed they would make a clean escape. Then the alarm sounded. Multiple ships on intercept course. Rivera called out. Voidborne cutters, 6 of them emerging from a spatial fold. They must have detected our engine signature. Evasive maneuvers, Vega ordered calmly. Prepare defensive systems, but hold fire unless fired upon. The sleek human warship banked sharply, trying to avoid the approaching Voidborne vessels. But the alien ships had anticipated their move. They're firing, Chen reported as energy beams lanced through space toward the horizon. The first volley struck the ship's shields, causing the bridge lights to flicker momentarily. Shields holding at 92%, Rivera reported, but they're coordinating their attack pattern. Next volley incoming in 5 seconds. Vega gripped the arms of her command chair. Return fire, defensive pattern Delta. Target the propulsion systems only. The Horizon's weapon batteries came online, returning precision fire that disabled the engines of the lead Voidborne cutter. But the remaining 5 continued their relentless pursuit. More contacts incoming, Rivera called out. Solari interceptors joining from the port quadrant. Dr. Okafor approached Vega's chair. Commander, we could use the quantum fold drive. The QFD was the Horizon's most classified system, an experimental drive that could momentarily fold space and allow the ship to jump instantly across vast distances. It had only been tested twice under controlled conditions. Is it operational? Vega asked. Yes, but I can only guarantee one jump, Okafor replied. And we can't predict with absolute certainty where we'll emerge. Another hit rocked the ship. Shields at 78%, Rivera reported. 3 more volleys like that, and we'll lose propulsion, Chen added. Vega weighed her options quickly. Their mission was to return this critical intelligence to Earth, but with 11 enemy ships in pursuit and more likely on the way, their chances were diminishing by the second. Prepare the QFD, she ordered. All hands brace for quantum transition. The crew secured themselves as Okafor initiated the experimental drive. For a moment, nothing happened. Then reality seemed to warp around them. Stars stretched into lines of light, and every crew member felt a strange pressure as if gravity had momentarily reversed. When the disorientation passed, the enemy ships were gone. Status report, Vega called out, fighting a wave of nausea from the quantum transition. We've jumped approximately 3.2 light-years, Quan reported, checking his instruments. No sign of pursuit. The relief was short-lived. Chief Communications Officer Natalia Sokolov turned from her station, her face pale. Commander, the QFD created an unexpected energy surge. Our communications array is completely fried. Can you repair it? Vega asked. Yes, but without replacement parts, we're looking at 2 weeks minimum, Sokolov replied. And even then, we'd only have short-range capabilities. The quantum entanglement transmitter that allows us to communicate instantly with Earth is beyond repair. The bridge fell silent as the implications became clear. In 16 days, the combined Voidborne and Solari fleets would attack human space, and the only ship that knew about it could not warn anyone. Options, Vega asked her officers. Lieutenant Quan spoke first. We could try to reach the nearest human outpost for repairs. The closest facility with the necessary parts would be Proxima Station, Sokolov said. At maximum speed, that's a 12-day journey. Too long, Chen said grimly. By the time we get there, repair the array. And send a warning. The attack would already be underway. Commander Vega stood and moved to the center of the bridge, her decision already forming. She knew what Fleet Command would expect. Attempt repairs and deliver the intelligence as soon as possible, even if too late to be useful. But Alexandra Vega hadn't earned command of Earth's most advanced warship by following expected protocols. If we can't warn Earth, she said slowly, then we'll have to disrupt this attack ourselves. Her officers stared at her in disbelief. Commander, Chen said carefully, we're one ship against two empires. Vega smiled, but there was no humor in it. One ship they don't expect. One ship with technology they've never encountered. She moved to the tactical display. We can't match their numbers, but we can create chaos. We can make them doubt each other, destroy their alliance from within. You're suggesting we become a ghost ship, Dr. Okafor said, understanding dawning in his eyes. Strike their staging areas, disrupt their coordination, and disappear before they can respond. Exactly, Vega confirmed. They've joined forces because they believe it makes them invincible. We're going to show them that their greatest vulnerability is each other. That's against every protocol in the book, Reed pointed out. So is letting Earth fall because we followed the rules, Vega countered. I'm not ordering anyone to join me in this. If you believe we should attempt repairs and return to Earth, speak now. The bridge remained silent. Then, one by one, her officers nodded their agreement. We're with you, Commander, Chen said, speaking for all of them. Vega nodded, feeling the weight of the decision, but also a fierce determination. Lieutenant Quan set course for the Voidborn's primary supply depot in the Lyra sector. Chief Okafor, I need our weapons at 110% capacity. Major Chen, develop a targeting strategy that will create maximum disruption with minimum energy expenditure. As her crew moved to their tasks with renewed purpose, Vega returned to her command chair and activated the ship-wide communications. Attention all hands, this is Commander Vega. As many of you have already heard, we have discovered a combined Voidborn and Solari fleet preparing to attack Earth. Unfortunately, our communications array has been damaged, and we cannot warn home. Therefore, I have made the decision to take direct action against this threat. She paused, choosing her next words carefully. We are about to violate standing orders and enter hostile territory. Our mission is to disrupt the enemy alliance and buy Earth time to prepare. The odds are against us, but throughout history, humans have faced impossible odds and prevailed. We carry with us not just the hopes of Earth, but the spirit of human defiance against those who would threaten our existence. As the U.S. horizon altered course and slipped into enemy territory, Commander Vega knew she was breaking every rule in the book. But with humanity's survival at stake, the only rule that mattered was the one etched into the heart of every space traveler since humans first reached for the stars. Protect Earth, no matter the cost. The hunt had begun. Part 2. Chaos Among Stars. The Solari outpost Helios 7 orbited the gas giant Rhea, its gleaming structures bathed in the blue-green light of the planet below. Inside the command center, Fleet Admiral Xerix watched as supply ships moved between the station and the massive warships gathering nearby. His luminescent form pulsed with satisfaction. The final phase of preparations is proceeding as scheduled, reported his second-in-command. The Voidborn contingent will arrive in 2 cycles to coordinate the attack vectors. Xerix's energy field brightened, the Solari equivalent of a smile. After centuries of conflict, who would have thought we would join forces with the crystalline hive? But the humans have expanded too quickly, developed too rapidly. They must be contained now, before they become a greater threat. The peaceful scene was shattered by a proximity alarm. Unidentified vessel approaching at high velocity, called a sensor technician. It's not responding to hails. Display, Xerix ordered. The main screen showed a sleek black ship unlike any they had encountered before. Before anyone could react, It fired a spread of missiles toward the station's primary power core. "Raise shields," Xerix commanded, but it was too late. The missiles struck with surgical precision. The entire station shuddered as explosions rippled through its power distribution network. Emergency lights flickered on as the main systems failed. "We've lost primary and secondary power grids," reported the operations officer. "Weapons systems offline. Communications limited to short range only." Xerix's form flared with anger. "Identify that ship. Is it human?" The sensor officer worked frantically at his station. "The energy signature. It's Voidborn, Admiral." "What?" Xerix's luminescence dimmed with shock. "Impossible. Why would our allies attack us?" As the mysterious ship banked and launched another attack run, targeting the gathered Solari warships, confusion turned to rage. "The Voidborn have betrayed us," Xerix hissed. "Send a message to High Command. The Alliance is broken." Aboard the U.S. Horizon, Commander Vega watched the chaos unfold with grim satisfaction. Dr. Okafor's modified energy signature generator was working perfectly, making the Horizon appear as a Voidborn vessel to Solari sensors. "Second attack run complete," reported Chen. "Their command and communication center is offline. 4 of their capital ships have sustained critical damage." "Any response from their fleet?" Vega asked. "They're scrambling interceptors, but they're disorganized," Rivero replied. "And they're broadcasting on all frequencies that they're under attack by Voidborn forces." Vega nodded. "Perfect. Lieutenant Quan, prepare to withdraw. Next target is the Voidborn supply base at Nexus Point. There, we'll appear as a Solari vessel." For 7 days, the Horizon struck again and again. Each attack was precise, devastating, and always disguised as coming from the supposed ally. Between strikes, they hid in asteroid fields or the atmospheres of gas giants, making repairs and planning their next move. In the Voidborn command hive at Nexus Point, Queen Commander's Zivak's crystalline exoskeleton glittered under the harsh lights as she faced the High Counselor of the Solari Dominion on the communication screen. "Your accusations are false," she clicked angrily, her translator converting her vibrations into standard speech. "The Hive has launched no attacks against your installations. We have sensor data confirming the energy signatures." The Solari leader responded, his form pulsing with agitation. 3 of our outposts destroyed. 2 fleet staging areas crippled, all bearing Voidborn signatures. And we have suffered similar attacks bearing Solari energy patterns, Zivak retorted. "Our primary drone factory was destroyed yesterday. The collective believes this is human deception." "Impossible," the Solari dismissed. "Human technology cannot mimic our energy patterns. This alliance was a mistake. The Dominion withdraws effective immediately." As the communication ended, Zivak's attendants approached cautiously. "The combined attack fleet is dispersing, Queen Commander. Solari vessels are returning to their territory, and our ships are being recalled to defend our borders." Zivak's antennae twitched with frustration. "The humans must have found a way to turn us against each other. Increase security protocols. Any vessel approaching our installations must transmit full identification or be destroyed on sight." But the damage was already done. The once united alien armada had fragmented, with each species now suspecting the other of treachery. On the 14th day since discovering the alien alliance, Commander Vega called a meeting of her senior officers on the Horizon. "We've succeeded beyond expectations," she told them, looking at the tactical display showing the dispersed enemy fleets. "Both the Voidborn and Solari have withdrawn their attack forces. They're now positioning defensively along their own borders, expecting attacks from each other. Intelligence from our recon drones confirms Operation Sundering has been postponed indefinitely," Reed added. "The alliance is effectively dissolved." The victory had come at a cost. The Horizon had sustained damage in their latest raid, a daring attack on a Voidborn shipyard that had nearly ended in disaster when they were caught between Voidborn defenders and a Solari patrol. "What's our next move, Commander?" Chen asked. We've bought Earth time, but without communications, they still don't know about the threat. Vega studied the star chart. We'll make for Proxima Station as originally planned. With the immediate danger averted, we can afford the journey time. There's a problem, Dr. Okafor said grimly. Our main propulsion system was damaged in the last engagement. At current capacity, the journey would take 3 weeks, not 12 days. And our stealth system can only operate at 60% efficiency, Rivera added. We've pushed it beyond design parameters. So we're vulnerable and slow, Vega summarized. Not an ideal combination. Before anyone could respond, alarms blared across the bridge. Multiple contacts approaching, Rivera called out. It's a joint Void-borne Solari task force. They found us. The view screen showed 6 ships, 3 from each empire, moving toward the horizon's position in perfect coordination. How? Reed asked in disbelief. I thought they'd broken their alliance. It seems we've given them a new common enemy, Vega realized. Us. They're hailing us, Sokolov reported. Vega straightened her uniform. On screen, the display split to show both a crystalline Voidborn Queen and a luminescent Solari Admiral. Human vessel, the Solari began, his voice translator giving his words an ethereal quality. You have committed acts of war against both our peoples. You have manipulated our civilizations, the Voidborn Queen added, her mandibles clicking. Created conflict where there was cooperation. We know your deceptions now, they continued in eerie unison. Your ship will be destroyed as an example to your kind. Vega responded calmly. Your cooperation was for the purpose of attacking Earth. We acted in self-defense. Your destruction is imminent, the Solari responded. Your deception merely delayed the inevitable. Our combined forces will still overwhelm your world. The communication cut off as the alien vessels began to move into attack formation. Options, Vega asked, looking around at her officers. Dr. Okafor spoke first. The QFD has been partially repaired. We could attempt another jump. What are the risks? Vega asked. Significant, he admitted. The drive matrix is unstable. If we initiate a fold now, there's a 60% chance it will create a cascade reaction in the power core. And if that happens? Chen asked, though his expression suggested he already knew the answer. The horizon would be destroyed, Okafor said quietly. But the energy release would create a subspace disruption that would likely disable any ship within half a light year. Vega absorbed this information silently. Then she looked at the tactical display showing the approaching enemy fleet. They were out of tricks, out of places to hide, and nearly out of time. Is there any chance a QFD jump could get us to Proxima Station? She asked. Okafor shook his head. In its current state, we couldn't control the destination with any precision. Vega made her decision. Lieutenant Reed, prepare a data package with everything we've learned about the Voidborn Solari Alliance and their plans. Include our sensor logs, communication intercepts, everything. Commander? Reed asked, confused. Loaded into our emergency beacon, Vega continued. Program it to launch automatically when we activate the QFD. Understanding dawned on her officers' faces. You're planning to sacrifice the ship, Chen said quietly. Vega met each of their gazes in turn. If we can't get this information to Earth, then we make sure these ships don't return to their fleets. We take what we know about their plans with us, and we buy Earth even more time to prepare. She stood, facing her crew. I won't order anyone to stay. The escape pods can reach the nearby moon. You'll have a chance at survival until rescue comes. No one moved. We started this together, Commander, Quan said firmly. We'll finish it together. One by one. The others nodded their agreement. It has been my privilege to serve with each of you, Vega said, her voice betraying emotion for the first time since the mission began. Prepare the QFD. Alert all hands. As the alien fleet closed in, weapons charging, the U.S. Horizon's systems hummed with building energy. The emergency beacon launched silently, accelerating away from the doomed ship. QFD ready, Commander, Okafor reported. Core temperature rising beyond safety parameters. Enemy vessels in optimal firing range, Chen added. They're targeting our engines first. They want to disable us, not destroy us. Vega settled into her command chair one last time. Let's show them what one human ship can do. Activate the QFD. The quantum fold drive engaged, reality warped, and space itself seemed to hold its breath. Then, as the alien weapons fired, the horizon vanished in a blinding flash of light. The subspace shockwave expanded outward, catching all 6 pursuing vessels and overloading their systems. When Earth fleet vessels reached Proxima Station 3 weeks later, they found the emergency beacon waiting. Its data revealed both the planned invasion and how a single ship had shattered the alliance between 2 mighty empires. Search parties found no trace of the Horizon or its crew. 6 months later, on Earth, Fleet Admiral Garcia stood before the assembled diplomats of the United Earth Government. Behind him was a holographic display showing the new defense network built around Earth's colonies. Today, we commemorate the courage of the U.S. Horizon and its crew, he announced. Thanks to their sacrifice, we were able to prepare our defenses and establish communication with both the Voidborn Collective and Solari Dominion. The peace treaties signed today ensure that humanity will have its place among the stars. In a remote sector of space, far from established routes, a small research vessel drifted through an unknown star system. Its sensors picked up an anomaly, a quantum signature unlike anything recorded before. As they approached, the anomaly seemed to pulse, almost like a heartbeat. The researchers stared in wonder at their readings. It's almost as if space itself is folded here, the lead scientist whispered, as if something, or someone, is trying to find their way home. In the darkness between stars, the quantum signature of the U.S. Horizon continued to